What's up, everybody? It's CMP with Craftmaster Productions and Studio1Tutorials.com. Don't forget to stop by Studio One Tutorials and pick up CMP 555. Inspired by the album 444. It is a MIDI drum pack inspired by the 10 tracks on Jay-Z's new album 444. This is for all of my straight time boom bap drum programmers. You have not been left behind. If you go to my site Studio1Tutorials.com, you'll notice that I have future MIDI drums taking care of my trap people. I got Love and Lean, which is my trap soul vibe, and now I've covered the more traditional hip-hop drum programming with this project, so you guys really get just a full diverse plate of of MIDI, just to kind of be able to tackle any genre, because I think that if you have a strength in in production and you want to venture out into something new, then you should totally take advantage of MIDIs and loops and things like that, because you don't want to spend a lot of time trying to build up your weaknesses when you should be focusing on your strengths. But enough about that. Today we're going to be looking at the Maschine Expansion Street Swarm, and I remember when I seen this come up, dude, I got excited because I knew exactly what this was. You got the you got the building in the background. You got the B. This is the Wu-Tang Expansion. And if you guys have watched a few of the videos on my channel, you definitely know that Wu-Tang is major. For me, like I was a huge Wu-Tang fan, just ridiculous. Bought all of that shit, even like Wu Syndicate and Sons of Man and Killer Priest album, anything that had that W on it, I was with. So I was really excited to see this. Shout out to Mick at Native Instruments for shooting me the pack and giving me the opportunity to go through it. I'm gonna go through it in a different way, because I see a lot of it's especially like in the Machine Movement Facebook group. Shout out to all you guys. I see like a lot of people wondering like, the thing I love about Maschine is the packs, and what happens if I don't want to use Maschine for a track, and it's a regular sample pack, dog. Like, so I'm gonna go into live right now. I made this track without using the actual Maschine. I hope nobody gets mad at me for that, but I didn't feel like taking out the Maschine. I had to push going, and I came up with this. So what I'm using out of this was some of the loops. This piece right here is specifically coming from the actual sample pack. So I mean, if you're familiar with like Wu-Tang or RZA style sampling, you already know, like, off jump, that's a very RZA-esque type of sample, and that's what I wanted to make this video about, because everybody's gonna go through the drum pads and stuff like that. I wanted this to be different. The loops in here, bro, the loops in here are amazing. So if you have, say you used to have Maschine and you got a whole bunch of, sample packs, and you're just like, and you don't want to go through Maschine to get it, all you got to do is, go to add folder and browse to wherever your Maschine packs are in your hard drive. I'm assuming that you guys know how to use computers to find things. There's like on Mac, there's this awesome program called Finder, and you just type in the file and it comes up. Windows has Windows Explorer. It's pretty easy. So I'm not going to show you guys how to use a computer. But once you actually find the folder, you just go ahead and add it to your browser in Live or in whatever other DAW you're using. I know FL Studio will let you add a folder. Studio One, you just actually browse through the directory and everything, and then you can create a favorite so that it always pops up. Logic is similar, but yeah. So here's Street Swarm right here, and you'll have the documentation, the machine groups that you can add, the different projects. But here is what we are looking for. We are looking for samples and sounds, and bro, there is so much shit in here, man. So the first thing, drums. The drums in this pack are. This is a really comprehensive, like, boom bap style pack. Like, everything is acoustic and super dusty. There's not a lot of there isn't a lot of synthetic sounds in here, which is awesome. So it keeps it comprehensive. Now me, everything I do has an 808 and trap drums. So for my purposes, I'm not so much interested in the drums as I am for these loops. Because what I like to do is, my favorite thing to do, and one of the things that I like about pop music, is how they could take different pieces of different genres and then make it undeniably pop. Like like a dirty genre, like dubstep, for example, and then they can rape it and make Wrecking Ball with Miley Cyrus on it, completely soft, candy bullshit. So that's how I like to approach trap. I like to approach trap like a pop producer in that aspect. I like to take stuff that sounds like it would be from the 90s and then put 808s underneath it. That's my vibe. So this was perfect for me. I knew that's what I was going to do. And then you just kind of go through, they have all these bass loops. Let me turn you guys up. So obviously that stuff, like, you can, with Ableton, you could drop it into simpler, stretch it out, go nuts. But these melody loops, bro, like... Yeah. That little guitar hit, that wank, like, that's like, you just sample that little piece. That little piece is in, like, on every album that RZA produced. So I mean, it's just so many of these different sounds. So I mean, if you're familiar with the vibe, you already know. Bro, so just so much just in the loop section. Then you get into the one shots, all different types of little chord hits. Yeah, I can make fire with just that over and over on like 4 on the floor type of vibe, dude. Like, so much inspiration there, different impacts. And especially with something like live, and you could tell all these are, all these have the key labeled, all these have the tempo labeled. So with something like live and with sampler and simpler, like all of these can be transformed into, into instruments. If you were to stretch these out, across one octave, you have a completely playable instrument. Like there's so many possibilities within these raw samples, and there are so many of them. Like it's so much more than drums. You gotta have that. Yo. Oh God. Dope. This is one of my favorite sections, was this vocal section. Like those are stuff like that is really good. Like for if you're making a track, you like excuse me. Sometimes I'll compose like a piano part, and then I'll resample it, play it out, play it out on the pads or resequence it to make it sound like a sample, and then being able to have quality distorted vocals like this to kind of layer on top of different chords, and then pitch up and pitch down can really add to the whole, like, yo, where'd you get this sample from? And then you're like, dude, I sampled myself. It's just this pack from Maschine, as far as the Maschine packs that I've bought, this is definitely 100% like the most as far as music pieces to sample. This is the most I've ever seen them give, and this is the kind of stuff that I like. So this is really cool. These are like presets for native instruments, actual plugins and stuff like that. So just so much. Oh, then they have like these multi-sampled instruments where they have every key already sampled, so you could go nuts with shit like this. Just really dope stuff. The way that I use this one is I just chopped it up into two pieces. I didn't even get that crazy with it. And then I added, let's see, because I'm thinking about it like, all right, I want to do like like if Wu-Tang made trap or something. So I have these two pieces, right? I got this guy. So the original was like sounded like this. Woo. So that was already super in the Wu-Tang vibe, but I wanted to change the pitch because it's just like, bro, you got to do something, right? And then I went ahead and added, before it was real dry, it was just this. So I went ahead and added guitar rig, everybody's favorite not so secret weapon. I used the Airverb preset. That's a really good preset when you're sampling. And that just gave it a more ambient feel. But it was real easy, with this quality of music loops, just to jump into a workflow, load up simpler, put it on a drum rack, go ahead and program some really simple basic chops, and coming up with the idea was just so simple because of the quality of the samples, man. When you're sampling, everything is about the quality of the source material, and what Native Instruments has brought with this project is really high quality source material. And you don't have to worry about, like me, I'm not really interested in studying the RZA's taste in records to be able to get that type of vibe. But the people who have put together this sound pack, obviously that's what they did. I definitely thank them for that. So for me, this sound pack right here, 100% absolutely worth the $50. You guys that upgraded to complete 11 because of the summer sale, you guys should be sitting on some, I think, like $20 or $30 vouchers to go ahead and spend it on this. If you're interested in making traditional boom bap, if you're interested in making a more progressive style of trap, by adding 90s samples, this is a great starting point to get with. So this is CMP with Craftmaster Productions, Studio1tutorials.com. Don't forget to stop by Studio One's and pick up CMP 555. Keep it simple, don't be basic, and we will see you on the next one.